Hey, good evening, everybody. Derek Michaud back again. Oh boy, wasn't that a great interview with Steve Jaros? Lots of great information and whatnot. So, uh, in case you were wondering, the question I asked him off air was if he still had his shirt from the '98 Japan Cup, black shirt with his last name on it. I really like that shirt, and it was a good shirt. It was kind of a stupid question, I know, but so here's what's coming up. Patrick Allen next Saturday night, 8 o'clock. We are going to be chatting with Haas, so I forgot to mention that. But it's going to be great next Saturday night. This podcast is really kind of taking off, and so I'm going to pull up the questions that I had for Steve, and some of these are different, some of these are the same. We're going to go to the regular questions, and then we're going to talk about the flush in the pocket questions. So here's the thing: is there a lot of repetition on flush in the pocket? You guys can probably, if you watch this podcast, watch this episode, you guys could probably be like, oh, okay, here we go. He's going to ask this question. Okay, yeah, I knew it. He asked that question. The question that I will pick would be, what is your best moment on tour? What is your worst moment on tour? The reason I ask that every single time is because, and I'm probably every time I interview a pro, I'm going to ask that because the answer is going to be different. Okay, so like let's say, I mean, he gave his answer. What if his best moment on tour, let's say, let's say he said the 2005 Tournament of Champions. It was his first major. But he said something else. He's had a different answer, and that's fine. But his answer might be different from Parker Bones' answer. What was your best moment on tour, Parker? Well, it's going to be different than Steve Jaros. So, and if I didn't ask the same questions to a lot of these pros, it'd be tough to come up with questions. Oh, okay. Well, I got I'm interviewing Steve Jaros. All right, hold on. Let me think of some questions here, and then I go, oh, well, you know, what's your best moment on tour? Oh, shoot, can't ask that because I ask everybody that, or I want to be different. But I mean, it's the I'm going to be interviewing these pros, and I want to know what is their best and worst moment on tour. And then favorite food and favorite music. I'm not looking for an answer. I can't wait to have somebody say, "Oh, yeah, country." I know, if I interview certain pros, I know exactly who's going to say country and who's not. That's fine. I don't care what their favorite music is. I just want to know it and what their favorite food is. Everybody's going to be different. So, and I do have a good memory. I get that I'm a little bit, okay, I am live. Yeah. I get that I'm a little bit off putting when I talk to these guys, or probably in general. I know that I'm a lot of person. When you talk to a guy like Steve Jaros, and oh my God, Steve Jaros, and he's a Pro Bowler. Oh my God, yeah. But it's really one of those things. The reason why I treat Pro Bowlers the way I do. Hold on one second. The reason I treat Pro Bowlers the way I do is because, to me, growing up, guys like Steve, Steve Jaros isn't real. He's a character on a TV show that you see at Saturday afternoons at 3 o'clock. But you meet him, and then he turns out he is real. I mean, obviously they are real. Of course they are. They're not cartoon characters. They're real. But if you were to talk to me at the age that I was when Steve Jaros shot 129 and said to me, "Oh, well, you're going to interview him one day, and you're actually going to meet him one day," I would think you're nuts. I would think, yeah, you're crazy. Yeah, right. And then, of course, when he won the 2005 Tournament of Champions, by then I already went to a PBA event, At that moment, I'm like, oh, well, I went to one PBA event. I went to Connecticut. I'll never see those pros again. Um, and I've seen ever since 2015, I've seen a lot of those pros multiple times. I'm best friends with Parker Bone. Who would have thought that would have ever happened? You know what I mean? I am to be great friends with a guy like Parker Bone. I mean, that's amazing. So like I said, and I guess this episode it's a brief one, kind of the post show, if you will. I don't know if I'll do that for the next one. Next week we got Patrick Allen. My God, I get to talk to Patrick Allen. Wow. Wow. That's going to be amazing. And we got some big things lined up. We got 3 big guests lined up, and that's all I'm going to tell you. Don't know when they will be, but very big possibility. So I'm going to work on those shows tomorrow, Super Bowl Sunday. So, I mean, look, I get that I'm a very off-putting person, and I am going to write this on Facebook. And it's one of those deals where I live this sport. It is my life. It is everything. It is the reason I was born. One of the 2 reasons I was born. I believe I was born to talk on the radio. I was born to throw a bowling ball. I threw a bowling ball first before I talked on the radio. But I love both equally. And then, of course, meeting my girlfriend, she is everything that I want out of life and more. And she is the most important part of my life. As a human being, she's not my prized possession. She's not a possession. She's not. She is the biggest joy of my life. And that is from a human being aspect. As far as hobbies, passions, as far as things to do, bowling and radio are my two greatest loves in this lifetime. And when I love hard. Whether it's my girlfriend, I fell for Jess rather quickly. We've been together 6 months. It'll be 6 months in a couple of weeks here. As a matter of fact, 2 weeks from today. And so, I get that I'm a very weird person. I get excited very easily, and I get like really excited about certain things that people would be like, okay, so you're talking to pro bowlers, you're talking to people who throw a ball down a lane and get paid for it. Okay, that's all right. You do you. But I mean, so I guess my thing is I don't mean anything bad. I don't mean to annoy you, invade you, bother you, or anything like that. There are a couple of great podcasts out there that I'd love to be a part of. Quite a few, actually. I'd love to be a part of, and I would love to. We got a viewer. Thanks for watching. Listen to me ramble on for a few minutes. There are some podcasts like, Over the Cap with Mike Val. I think Mike Val is a great human being and a great person. And maybe, I don't know. I know I rub some people the wrong way, and that's not what I'm trying to do. It really isn't. I'm just me, and you either like it or you lump it, I guess. And when I was on his show with Justin, the Bonins on his own, that little trivia contest they did, that was the best thing I've ever done. I was like, finally, I'm putting my PBA knowledge to use and my good memory to use. And because, I mean, having the memory that I have, it's tough because, and especially when I talk to these pros, I don't want to be like, oh, well, so on this telecast, you wore a red shirt and you threw this bowling ball and, you said this on TV or whatever. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate it. So, Adam, I don't know what you feel like, but being a PBA super fan is hard. It's hard. It's weird. Um, it's it's off putting. It's off putting being a PBA super fan. It really is because it just is. We don't mind it, but I mean, think about it this way: there are people probably in the bowling community that probably don't like me. Maybe in the PBA community, whatever, that don't like me. I mean, there's probably very few, but and I apologize for that in the extent of I'm sorry that I'm not for you. I'm sorry that my personality doesn't fit what you're into. And you guys, I mean, I do. I wear my heart on my sleeve and I go all out. So, you know, doing this podcast is it's opened my eyes, and it actually it's another dream that I didn't know that I had. I didn't know that I had a dream of, oh, one day I'm gonna interview Joe Blow, number 75, who has 28 PBA titles and whatever. And here's how the interview is going to go. I wasn't going to, come up with questions. I was going to be like, just going to wing and be like, hey, so Steve, you know, hey, one of my favorite things about your career was this, or hey, this was kind of, or whatever. Just I wasn't going to write anything down and whatnot, but I've learned, and I kind of learned this before doing this with Andrew Pfeffer, the very first episode. You have to write things down. If you didn't write things down, you'd be like, uh, so who do you think's going to be the player of the year? Why? Why not just write it down? Write everything down. Write all your questions down. Well, I mean, I get that, but you ever think, because I do, you ever who actually are there any people that don't enjoy talking to me? I mean, Adam's a great guy; he's a big PBA super fan. But do you ever think, Adam, gee, I wonder if there's anybody who doesn't enjoy talking to me? I mean, and there is that possibility because Randy Peterson, man, love you, man. You're a great bowler and this and that, and or whatever. And everybody's been nice to both of us. That's, I guess, what I'm saying is like it's tough being a PBA super fan. It is really tough because of how we come off. Oh yeah, you're the most important person in the world, and that's how I treat some of these guys. And so I just want people to know that I'm coming from a good place when I do these interviews. When I go up and I talk to you, or when I go up and I message you, I want people to know that it's coming from a good place. Now, let me put it to you this way. So, my all-time favorite bowler, well, my best friend in the PBA, I have two of them, obviously. My best friend in the PBA is Parker Bowen and Tom Smallwood. Are Parker Bowen, Tom Smallwood. Okay. So you would think somebody like me, oh, okay. I text Parker all the time. I call Parker all the time. Let's see. It's what time is it right now? It's 9:22. Gee, I wonder what Parker Bowen's doing. No, I don't ever think that. I don't. And there's a reason why I'm doing this small podcast or episode. It's because I want people to understand that nobody's in any harm. Nobody is, I don't care what, like, I just got done talking to Steve Jarris. I'm not like, oh, geez, I wonder what he's doing right now. I wonder is he talking about me? Is he, no. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for those guys as well. Because I want them to have a place where they could talk about their career. And I want guys like Mike, Justin, and Big Mike and Brooklyn Rob and Mike Flanagan and um, I'm sorry, Matthew Farber to know that you guys inspire me. That's all you do is inspire me. So for that, I want to say thank you. So, but I will say this: if anybody has any problem with anything, anything I might say, in the bowling industry, please come up to me and let's have a beer. Let's do it hey, let's do it the way it should be done. Let's have a beer or a soda or whatever. I mean, listen, I've got a problem with what you with you how you do this or how you do that. So I want everybody to know that literally, I'm thankful for everybody's time. I'm thankful for Parker Bone. I'm thankful for Andrew Pfeffer. Thankful for Tim Chris. I'm thankful for, um, Steve Jaros, and I'm thankful for Patrick Allen. And then we got a couple big ones. You just get a couple big ones. I don't really want to announce until there are dates, and then, and then I kind of want to do kind of like a big announcement type thing, just because I can. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what? You know, yeah, absolutely, Adam. Um, I know that you're good pals with like Kyle Troop and EJ and stuff like that. And I mean, did you, I mean, or let's kind of rewind a little bit. Um, Parker, I'm sure you've met Parker several times. I'm sure you've met Marshall Holman. Hey, those guys are going to have a lot of respect for you one day. No, they're not. It's like, so I just want people to know that um, I'm literally coming from a good place, and so is Adam. And like I said, we might be a little off-putting. And if we are, I guess we apologize and just bear with us and know that we're coming from a good place. Because, like I said, to love, to idolize somebody it's kind of much. I get it, but just hang in there, and just we know that we're not going to follow you to your hotel room or be like, hey man, let's hang out or whatever. We're not going to, hey, let me have your phone number. I want to text you my scores or whatever. I mean, I might do that. If somebody gives me their number, if a pro gives me their number, I'm like, hey, listen, would you mind if I texted you my scores? I love bowling. Can I keep you updated on my bowling? Is that okay with you? And if if they're okay with that, great. If not, hey, that's fine. So I just want everybody to know that I really appreciate you following Flush in the Pocket podcast. It was almost under a different name, but I'm very glad that I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm very glad that you're watching. So tune in next Saturday night at 8:00, where I'm going to be talking to one of the best right-handers on the PBA tour, Patrick Allen. Oh wait, he's left-handed. All right. So, and if anybody's ever going to do this, and if anybody gets a chance to talk to, I don't know if it's a professional bowler, maybe a professional poker player, maybe there's somebody in the world who is connected to the NHL and gets to talk to these hockey players or NBA players. Hey, can I talk to you about your NHL career at what was your best moment in the NHL? What was your worst moment in the NHL or whatever? If you get a chance to do that, great. Write your questions down. If you watched my interview with Steve and my interview with Tim, I have a good memory, so I can fall back on that, but I'm not going to do an hour show based off my memory. Because it's just going to be disorganized. It's going to be all over the place. It's going to be as messier than a teenager's room. Okay. So write everything down if you're going to get a chance to interview somebody important. And I'm not trying to say that, not everybody's important. Everybody's important. I get that. But if you were to interview somebody like me or interview somebody like Adam, I mean, we're everyday people. We're not professional athletes. We're just everyday people who love a sport. So, I mean, you can talk to us and you don't have to write, hey, let me write, Derek, I have 20 questions for you. Do you mind? Ah, sure. No, just be yourself. So I just wanted to get that off my chest and let people know that yeah, I love what I do, and catch me on today's hot new country B105, b105radio.com, and or the live 365 app. I'm on the air from 3 to 7 Monday through Friday. So I've been taking some couple days off last week because I'm trying to change some stuff with the station. But yeah, so anyway, everybody, have a good night. And thanks for listening. Thanks for putting up with me. And just thank you, everybody. This is Flush in the Pocket, the after show, if you will. And I was kind of hoping there would be a lot more people that show up for this tonight's episode. And please, everybody, show up next week. Ask Patrick Allen some questions, and let's do this. It'll be fun. All right. So talk to you soon. See you next Saturday night, 8 o'clock for Haas Patrick Allen. See ya.